An NBA draft really that good, and who fits best next to Cooper Flagg in this upcoming draft? On today's One More Thing of Locked On Mavs.
I'm not a doctor, so
that's it. It's me versus the machine.
I don't know.
Shame.
Nice penetrating thrust to the middle.
Hot man, the hot player.
Wait. One more thing.
Fired up.
You are locked on the Dallas Mavericks. This is one of your hosts, Isaac Harris, covering the Mavs for the last 10 years alongside my good friend, Nick Angstead. Thanks for making the Locked On Podcast Network the #1 sports podcast network out there. You guys did that. Really appreciate that. And today I want to do a quick one more thing on the upcoming NBA draft. I love the draft. All right. Like this is... one, I have like a weird thing. I like professional drafts, like in sports. I love them. I love seeing, I know this is so cheesy and like cliche. I love seeing dreams come true and like so much hard work. And, so yeah, I love the NBA draft. I love the NFL draft too. Baseball one, no, it's too long, but NBA draft. If there was anything else in, if there was another lane in the NBA world that I went down, that I would go down, outside of the Dallas Mavericks, it would be NBA draft coverage. Like that is like one thing that I absolutely love. Every year, no matter the Mavs have a pick or not, I do these little like player profiles, and I just love diving into the NBA draft, and watching them in college basketball, trying to figure out what translates to the next level. And this NBA upcoming draft in 2026 is going to be it should be an all-timer. It should be awesome. And this unique situation for Dallas, like we've talked about a lot when it comes into the tanking conversation, that so many of you guys love. And it's the whole, the Mavericks have control of this year's pick, this 2026 pick. And then outside of that, they don't have control of their pick. Like they either send it to a team like Oklahoma City or like a San Antonio. That's like 2 of the years, or they don't, or it's like a pick swap, a couple of the other years. So literally for 4 or 5 years after this year, they don't have control of, they're not going to be drafted towards the top, barring something crazy with one of those teams that, owns the pick or whatever it is, or has a pick swap, or they make it a trade and get another pick from somewhere else. So since this draft is brought up a lot right now in this conversation for Dallas, and they don't have a great record, I want to talk about the draft. I'm going to do a lot of one more things. We'll do episodes and stuff too. We'll bring people on the show because this draft is going to be so important for the Mavs. But I'll probably do a lot of one more things like this as just a lane for me to talk about the draft, because I am consistently watching a lot of these prospects, and I just love diving into this. So let's do this now. Let's do just a brief overview. If you are a Mavs fan and you're like, hey, I haven't really dug into this draft too much, I've seen people talk about it, I know some of the top names, I've heard Darryn Peterson, I've heard Dybantsa, like I know this Boozer kid from Duke, but what is let's do a zoom out 15-20 minutes on this upcoming draft, where Dallas kind of sits, who could be on their like big board, who could fit best next to Cooper Flagg. Deal? And then some other future episodes, we'll dive in even deeper on some of the prospects and all that. So let's start. So this draft is considered by a lot of people, it's a top 3 draft, right? You have 3 names. You have Darryn Peterson, you have AJ Dybantsa, and you have Cam Boozer. Boozer, yes, is one of the sons for Carlos Boozer. If you've been following the league for a while, you remember Carlos Boozer, power forward, Jazz, all those years, and then bounced around a little bit. But yeah, so you have these 3 prospects, and it's like, hey, is it that good? Are these 3 players that good? What type of prospects are there? Sam Vecenie, he covers the NBA draft for The Athletic. I think he's one of the best voices in NBA draft coverage, alongside all the guys that know ceilings, that do NBA Locked On NBA Draft. here on our network. Obviously, Raphael Barlow is a guy that we've had on the pod so many times, and now the Mavericks have hired him away. He is a professional NBA scout for the Mavs, so can't get him on anymore. And but I respect his opinion more than anybody. And so anyway, at the top of this draft, Sam Vecini, the other day, I was reading some of his stuff, some of his recent stuff, and he put on there, hey, this is like the top 3 guys of this draft, Peterson, Dybantsa, and Boozer, he would have on the same level as Cooper Flagg. So as far as like that type of prospect, I mean, that's telling you something right there. Like that, there are 3 of those guys in this type of draft. When last year was like, hey, it's Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper's going to be really good, but he wasn't considered on the same level as a Cooper Flagg. And he thinks that those 3 guys could be on the same level as a Cooper Flagg type of prospect. So Darryn Peterson, 6'5", 6'11" wingspan, 8'7" standing reach. He's 19. He's at Kansas. He is the dynamic playmaking guard. Like, I mean, we've talked about him being a great fit next to Cooper Flagg. He would be an incredible guy next to Cooper Flagg at 19. What he can do already with the basketball. He could play on or off ball. I think that's one I like that. I love that about him. He's a pull-up scorer. He has a quick release. He has what some people say he could shoot it. He can get his shot off inside of a phone booth. Because he can get a shot off anywhere because such a quick release. Yeah, I mean, he is so, I think he has a really high IQ, how he can draw fouls already. I don't want to say the foul merchant, but he's already so smart with the ball and how to manipulate defenders. He is that type of guy, that type of playmaking guard, one of the best creating playmaking guards I've seen come out in a while. Now he has a little bit of drama right now in Kansas because he's had this hamstring injury, and it's just such a unique situation because it's like when you're a prospect like this, you don't need college basketball, right? Like, I mean, he could set it. He could close up shop right now and still be top 3 guaranteed, maybe the top pick in the draft without even playing. So I know Kansas fans are throwing a fit right now. It's like, cause he like played a half and then he didn't play a half. And then it's like, oh, is he willing to play through some of this hamstring stuff? Well, he doesn't want to risk it. I don't blame him for risk it, for not wanting to risk some of it. Some people want to, all that to say, I'm not worried about Darryn Peterson. All right. If Dallas can get Darryn Peterson, it's pretty dang good. The next guy I want to talk about is the guy I actually have number 1 on the Mavs big board. And for me, that's AJ Dybantsa. He is 6'9". He's 19 years old. He is the athletic wing slasher. Get him in transition, the athleticism. I like the mechanics of his shot. I like pretty much everything about AJ Dybantsa. I mean, I think he's incredible right now. And I should preface that too. I'm going to move some names around as the year goes along and we watch him more in college basketball. I get to watch him more, do more research on him, read more stories and stuff. Right now I have Dybantsa at number 1. If you have the chance to pair Dybantsa with Cooper Flagg, that's scary stuff. Like, that's pretty wild. I mean, that's like a mega version of Jaylen Brown and Tatum as far as like height and size. To have those 2 guys on the wing, to have like 2 6'9", 6'10" guys. Just thinking about that, it's pretty crazy. So I like Dybantsa a lot, and then the third guy in this top 3 is Cam Boozer. Cam Boozer, 6'9", 250 pounds. He's 18 years old. He is like the 4-man, high IQ, playmaking type of big body wing, but he's not like a center, right? Like he's 6'9", so he's like kind of locked into that 4 spot. He is one at every level of basketball you can imagine. I think every like little Tykes game that he's ever played, starting from like 3 years old, he's probably won. He is like, he is just a winner, man. Like he can put the ball in the basket. He's a high rebounder. Anytime, I mean, box plus minus, good luck. I mean, he's going to just kill everybody with that because he is such a winning player. Think of like a modern day Kevin Love type of guy. I have him like at a distinct third spot on this. I would take Dybantsa and Peterson over Boozer. But I think Boozer is amazing. I think that's not like a shot at Boozer. I think it would kind of lock. I don't think. Yeah. Anyway, I want to watch more Boozer. Let me just say that I've watched more of Dybantsa and Peterson than Boozer, and I know the no ceilings guys are super high on Cam Boozer. I think they have him at 1 over Dybantsa and Peterson. So that makes me want to go back and watch him even more. Maybe go into some of his high school stuff and things too. But he would be great to play alongside Cooper. I think Cooper playing the 3, Boozer at the 4. You find a long-term 5 next to Boozer. Oh, that'd be awesome if it was lively. Those 3 as your front line would be like galaxy brain. All right, so there's the top 3. They're that good. They're the like that good type of prospects. But what if the Mavs don't land in the top 3? What about 4 through like 10? Let's talk about some of those names coming up right after the break. This podcast is brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Fridays already feel different during the basketball season, and FanDuel is making them even better. Every Friday night before the games tips off, FanDuel gives fans a new way to kick the weekend off with NBA Happy Hour. NBA Happy Hour is your official pregame, limited time window where special offers drop right inside the FanDuel app before the action starts. Fridays from 6 to 7:30 Eastern have become appointment viewing with NBA Happy Hour. Opening the FanDuel app during Happy Hour, always brings something new, boost, bonuses, and surprises. So before the tip-off, check the FanDuel app. See what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. A little basketball, a little action, and a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour only on FanDuel, the official sports partner of the NBA. This podcast is also brought to you by our friends over at Quo. That's Quo. New year, new systems. This is time when a lot of us look back at the messier parts of how we run our businesses and think there has to be a better way to do this. And there is. Streamlining your communications is one of the quickest upgrades you can make. That's why today's episode is brought to you by Quo, spelled Quo, the smarter way to run your business communications. Because when your team is reachable, organized, and communicating in one place, you're just working cleaner. You're creating more opportunities to connect with business customers. It works right from your phone or computer, and you can even keep your existing number. Make this year where no opportunity and no customer slips away. Try Quo for free plus 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/LockedOnNBA. That's Quo, QUO.com/LockedOnNBA. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
All right, talking about NBA draft, 2026 NBA draft, and the Dallas Mavericks. Currently, the Mavericks have the 7th best odds, according to Tankathon, 7th best odds to like move up. So, you're probably, unless they move up in this type of thing, or unless somehow the other tank people at the very top, like the Pacers or Washington or somebody, I think there's still, I think there's a way that the Mavericks could move up to 5 in that list. It's not that crazy. I mean, we're talking like a couple games right now, separate 5 down to like 9 or 10. And some teams haven't like fully declared if they're trying to go for it or tanking this thing out. So I think they could move up to 5. So let's look at prospects in that. All right, we got the top 3. We kind of briefly talked about the top 3 and Dybantsa, Peterson, and Boozer. So who are the next set of guys? For me, this is obviously where it becomes into, or it turns into the eye of the beholder, right? Because there's so many guys through here. And for me, I have 3 guys right now at the current moment that I would have in that next group to form kind of like a top 6. Like, so I think there's, for me, because I love tiers, I have Dybantsa and Peterson tier 1. I have Boozer right underneath them in a tier by himself, then a gap, and then I have like a tier of these 3 guys, and then I have some people after that. Next guy I have on my list at number 4, I would have Caleb Wilson, North Carolina, 6'8", 19 years old. He is that big body defensive wing. Kind of like if you're trying to like pick the lanes of like Peterson, Dybantsa, Boozer, I would say he's kind of in that Dybantsa lane. He's not the same player as Dybantsa is a better scorer. I mean, just naturally everything. But Caleb Wilson at 6'8", there's some still question about his shot form, some consistency stuff on the offensive side, like when he's like the dribble pull-up shot. But to take his athleticism, his defensive versatility, what he can do in transition, put him alongside at 19, put him alongside Cooper Flagg moving forward. If you got him in that like 5 to 6 range, somewhere through there, big win. He's that type of defensive prospect, I think. For me, after this, one of the most polarizing players, I think, for this big board for a lot of people right now, and I think probably moving forward too for the rest of this draft cycle, will be Nate Ament from Tennessee, because right now it's not looking great. Like, he looks super raw out there, looks uncomfortable at times, but I think he is going to be the nerds guy, right? Because he's 6'10", he's 19 years old. He is like the Jaden McDaniels type of player. He's not the dribble pull up just isn't happening right now. He is the 3-and-D 6'10" type of guy that all the teams would love to have. Like, everybody's looking for that type of guy, right? He's a good shooter coming out. He struggled with the shot at times, but I'm still holding out. I think he is a good shooter, good defender. He's fluid. He's fluid on the wing. Agility, really good. Like, he is that like prototype of a 3-and-D guy at 6'10". And he's 19, so he is the Jaden McDaniels type. Like, that's the lane. So if a team in that top 5, 6, 7, 8 falls in love and thinks that that's his potential, that's the path he can go, then he's going to stay in this range. If you watch him right now, you would be kind of underwhelmed, and I get it. Like, I've watched a few Tennessee stuff right now, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need more. Like, and I get it. I still have him in this range. Right now because of that type of prospect and what I think he can turn into. The guard I have above this next group, because there's a ton of guards in what I think this next group could be, and I think a lot of you guys have thrown out so many different guards you like. I'm still, right now, at this current moment, this is the thing that I think I could switch up a lot on. I have Mikel Brown at the top guard in this next group. I love what he's doing. I love what he can do at Louisville. I love it's not just his scoring. So Mikel Brown's a 6'4" scoring, playmaking, creating guard. He's 20 years old. Man, he could shoot the lights out of the basketball. But his vision and passing is amazing to me. How he can contort his body around the rim. Like, he had a nasty dunk against Arkansas. Some of his stuff he can pull off at the rim, but then there's other times I'm like, I don't know. Like, you should score more at the rim for what you are. He has a slim frame. What is he defensively? When I watch him, I come away a little bit more impressed than some of the other guys. I like his height, 6'4". Obviously, wish he was a little taller, but I right now he's my number 1 guard in this next group. So there's 6 guys. If they're, after that, I mean, I think a lot of these guys are all in this range. So let me just go down and just do some quick hitters on some names you're going to be hearing in this draft cycle. So Kingston Flemings in Houston, he's a 6'4" guard. He has shot up draft boards. There are some draft stuff that you could read before the season, and you don't even see Kingston Fleming's name, but he's having a really good season in Houston. Houston's just stacked, all right, and I love watching that team. But super explosive guard, like I said, he's 6'4". His speed, there's times that he drives, I feel like he's on his tippy toes because he's like going so fast. Do you trust his outside shot? There is Lebaron Philon for Alabama. He's 6'3", a little smaller, a little skinnier, but he's a scorer, high IQ guy. I think he'll probably be a lottery pick. I like him. I need to watch more of him. This is a guy I need to watch more of too, is Bennett Stirtz. And Bennett Stirtz is like, he's the floor general, I'm the coach's son type of guy, high IQ, really good shooter. He's 6'4", so he's got the size. He's older. He's 22. The question with a lot of these guys that are in that type of the floor general sniper 22, like, hey, can he separate against good competition? He played at Drake last year, then transferred, I think, with his coach. But he's a good player. I don't know if I would take him in the top like 6 or 7. I'm not doing that, but. And then the guy rising up the boards, honestly, Rashad Phillips, this guy, Darius Acuff Jr. at Arkansas, playing with Calipari. He's been playing really well as of late, but he's a little smaller, so he's 6'2". But man, he's made for the moment. He's 19, getting downhill transition. He can score in the paint. I like his touch in the paint and his outside shot. That's the thing I think for a lot of people. But he's hitting it right now, so you might like Darius Acuff. This is where like the guard. Versus this like Acuff versus Brown versus Flemings versus Philon, like Stirtz, like there's so many guards through there. I think we'll just see how some of that kind of rises to the top over time. If you like the wings, like I do, I love drafting wings. Tunde Yesufu at Baylor, 6'5", 20 years old, energy wing, two-way wing, plays both sides of the ball. I think Scott Drew watched a video of him comparing him to like a Royce O'Neal type of guy, high ceiling Anthony Edwards, but that's like a crazy comp, I think, for him. We'll see how he develops over time, but he's just like an energy, type of wing, good two-way guy. Dash Daniels, honestly, I need to watch him way more. So, but this is obviously family member of Dyson Daniels, 6'6", 18 years old, kind of the same type of player of Dyson, like can't shoot at all, especially when he was coming out. Athletic, versatile defender. So there's that, super young. These are two guys that are some of my favorites in the draft, and I'd probably take higher than some of you are comfortable with. Yaxel Lindeborg. All right, so Lindeborg, I'm kind of all in on him, but I want to hold back my thing on it. He's 6'9", he's 23. He's one of the oldest players in this draft cycle. He transferred to Michigan this past year. He's at UAB before, putting up these ungodly numbers at UAB. Then he transfers to Michigan. He's having a good season at Michigan. 7'4" wingspan, NBA body, 3-level scorer. I know he's older, but I like Lindeborg a lot. So I just like the type of player he is. On the same like frame as that, same type of player, Thomas Houck at why am I drawing a blank? Thomas Houck. What? Oh, Florida. There you go. Sorry. Thomas Houck of Florida, 6'9", 22 years old. So another older type of prospect. Won the title playing at the 4 last year next to the big Australian kid at Florida. Played with Walter Clayton, those guys. Shooter, defense, 3-and-D type of guy, can pass it, really smart player. If you're looking at wings in this draft in the lottery, and you're not at the top, Lindeborg and Houck are like the two guys I like the most through there. All right, so real quick, there's Braylon Mullins I need to watch more of. He's a shooter, just a sniper type of guy, 6'5", and then Braden Burry's at Arizona. I need to watch more of him. So, and then real quick with bigs, I'm going 25 minutes. Sorry, this is longer on this. I said 15 and 20. But I'm just trying to throw a lot of names out here to give you some type of like mini little profile as we start to talk about these names more that could be in Dallas's range in this, if they don't move up in this like 6 to like 11 range, somewhere through there. The bigs next, the bigs in this, Kristen Sanak Jr. at Houston. Once again, Houston has a lot of prospects. If they're on TV, you need to watch them. 6'10", 19 years old. a lot of defensive upside. I think you talk to the right people. They're like, can he be a Jaren Jackson Jr. type of player? I'm like, I don't know about that. But he has like kind of all the tools. I'm not super high on Snack, but whatever. The kid out of Kentucky is just fascinating. Jaden Quaintance is, he's like a 6'9", 6'10", 18 years old. He had an ACL injury last year, went to Kentucky. He just started back playing. Defensively, he's insane. Like what he can do defensively, versatile wise, defending the paint. He has some like handle too on the offensive side. He's just so raw, but I could see a team in like the top 6, like convincing themselves of him. And we're looking at like months from now, and it's like, oh, there's the top 3. Oh, Jaden Quaintance is now going 4 over like Caleb Wilson and some of these and Ament, and like, whoa, yeah, he's interesting. I don't know where I stand on him. I got to see more. He didn't play a lot for the ACL injury. And the last guy, Koa Pete at Arizona. He's 6'7", 19. He is jacked. Like, you watch him and he dominates again. I just don't know what. I know this is probably dangerous. I don't know what type of position he is. Like, he doesn't shoot. He's a bad free throw shooter. But he's not big enough to play like the 5 spot. So it's like, what is he? He's having fun. He's fun. Somebody will draft him. In that top, probably lottery. He puts up numbers in college. I'm probably overthinking it. Probably need to see more. A lot of these guys I need to see more of. But yeah, that's that. I know the kid, Avdalis. I got to watch more of him. Steinbeck at Washington. I know a lot of you guys have wrote me about him, and I got to watch more of him. I've seen some of Steinbeck, and my thing with him is I just don't know what the ceiling is. It feels like the floor is high, the ceiling is low, and I think someone will take him, but it won't be like a sexy pick, and could be wrong. Need to watch more, but anyway, there you go. The top of this draft is special. I think if you can get into the top 3, you're getting just a franchise cornerstone piece. I think any of those guys fit next to Cooper. The cool thing about Cooper Flagg is he fits with dang near everybody. So you get a Caleb Wilson, you're pairing 2 wings together defensively. That's going to be scary for a long time. Same thing with Ament. You're getting a Mikel Brown, a Kingston Flemings, Philon, Acuff, somewhere through there. You're getting an explosive guard that can pair with him for the next decade and have a lot of fun with that. You're getting if you land at 9 or something and you get a Jaden Quaintance, or you take a swing on a Sanak or somebody, like you're hopefully getting what you think you got, what you thought you were getting in Derek Lively next to Cooper Flagg for a long time. So personally, I would lean towards the guards and wings in this draft over the bigs, especially in that top 10 range, which I think Dallas should definitely be in. And if you're not in that top range through there, I think the biggest debate for a lot of people in the Mavs world will be, all right, who's higher on which guard? Everybody's going to be arguing on which guard is better than the other. And then are you willing to, or would you be willing to take one of the wings over one of those guards if you're Dallas? And I might be a little into that because I love Linda Borg and I love Thomas Houck. There you go. Sorry, it went a little too long, but we'll be back in post game later on tonight. Peace out.